chosen ones, use this ancient breath technique to bend reality instantly. There are moments in life when we feel the veil between what is and what could be thinning, almost as if reality itself is waiting for us to touch it, shape it, reimagine it. And the truth, the sacred truth that has been hidden from most for centuries, is that reality is not as solid as it seems. It bends. It listens. It responds to frequency, and the fastest way to change our frequency is through the breath. This is not fantasy. This is the science of spirit, the forgotten art of creation, the ancient mastery that every chosen one must remember if they are to fulfill their destiny. I want you to feel this deeply. You were not born to live at the mercy of circumstances. You were born to command reality through the power of your own being. But how do we do this? How do we move from being passive observers of life to active sculptors of existence itself? The answer is astonishingly simple, yet infinitely profound. We start with the breath. We start with the very force that entered us at birth, that sustains us in every moment, but that we have learned to ignore, to treat as automatic, unconscious. The ancient ones knew the secret. The breath is not just air. It is spirit. It is life force. It is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the key to unlocking dimensions of possibility that most people never even glimpse. When we breathe consciously, intentionally, with full presence, we are no longer just surviving. We are creating. We are bending reality from the inside out.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
I invite you now to ask yourself a question that reaches deeper than the mind. When was the last time you truly breathed? Not just filled your lungs out of habit, but truly inhaled the sacredness of existence. And you remember the feeling of being so present with your breath that time itself seemed to slow, that the boundaries between you and the universe dissolved. If you cannot remember, or if you have never felt this, do not despair. You are here now. You are ready now. You are being called to awaken this power within you, because the world needs you awake. The ancient breath technique I am about to share is not complicated. In fact, its simplicity is part of its brilliance. But do not be fooled. If you approach it with sincerity, with devotion, with the willingness to go beyond the surface of who you think you are, it will change you. It will awaken the creator within you. It will allow you to bend reality instantly, not because you force it, but because you align so deeply with the source of all creation that reality itself reshapes to match your vibration. The first foundation you must understand is that breath is rhythm. It is the original drumbeat of your being. Every inhale is a receiving of life. Every exhale is a release, a surrender, a letting go. When we breathe shallowly, erratically, unconsciously, we are sending a message to the universe. I am fragmented. I am afraid. I am disconnected. But when we breathe deeply, rhythmically, intentionally, we send a very different message. I am whole. I am powerful. I am one with the flow of existence. Reality does not resist such a being. It yields, it dances, it reconfigures. To begin, find a place where you can be still, undisturbed, fully present. Sit or stand in a way that feels regal, grounded, expansive. Imagine that your spine is a conduit between the earth and the stars. Close your eyes, but keep your inner vision awake. Now, inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4, feeling the air not just entering your lungs, but infusing every cell of your body with golden light. Hold that breath for a count of 4, allowing the energy to circulate, to build, to amplify your inner frequency. Exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 8, releasing not just air but all stagnant energy, all limitation, all fear. As you exhale, imagine that you are sending ripples into the fabric of reality itself, ripples that carry your new vibration, your new intention. This is not ordinary breathing. This is declaration. This is invocation. With each cycle of breath, you are not just calming your mind, you are programming your field. You are becoming a beacon of coherent, powerful energy that reality must respond to. And as you continue, you will feel it, a shift, a subtle but undeniable expansion. Your body will feel lighter, your mind will become clearer, your heart will open wider. You will begin to sense the malleability of the world around you, as if it is soft clay waiting for your touch. I want you to ask yourself now, what reality am I breathing into existence with my energy? Am I breathing fear, doubt, scarcity, or am I breathing love, abundance, freedom? Because whether you realize it or not, you are always shaping reality with your breath, your thoughts, your emotions. The only question is whether you are doing it consciously or unconsciously. When we use this ancient technique with full awareness, something miraculous happens. Time bends. Opportunities appear. People are drawn into our lives seemingly out of nowhere. Healing accelerates. Synchronicities multiply. It is not magic in the sense of superstition. It is magic in the sense that we are aligning with the fundamental laws of energy, vibration, and consciousness. We are stepping into our rightful place as co-creators with the universe. But it requires discipline. It requires consistency. It requires the humility to recognize that bending reality is not about satisfying the ego's fleeting desires. It is about embodying your highest truth so fully that the universe cannot help but mirror it back to you. This breath technique is not a trick. It is not a shortcut. It is a sacred practice, a remembering, a return to the original agreement we made when we chose to incarnate, that we would not be victims here. We would be visionaries. As the breath is your wand. It is your key. It is your bridge. And right now, in this moment, you are being invited to pick it up, to use it, to awaken the power that has always lived within you. Not tomorrow, not when you feel more ready. Now, because the truth is, you are already ready. You were born ready. You are the chosen one, and reality is waiting for you to remember who you are. Unlocking the breath of the gods, secrets hidden for thousands of years. When we speak of the breath of the gods, we are not speaking in metaphors. We are speaking of a real energy, a real force that ancient civilizations understood and revered, but that modern society has almost entirely forgotten. Breath, in its highest form, is not just the intake of oxygen. It is the intake of life itself. It is the drawing in of prana, chi, spirit, the actual building blocks of existence. The ancients knew that to master breath was to master the currents of life, to hold the raw materials of reality in one's own hands, and to shape them with pure will. And you, chosen one, are being called to remember this mastery, to unlock the secrets that have been waiting for you to awaken them. The technique you began in the last part, breathing in for 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 8, is only the initiation. It is the opening of the door. But if you wish to walk through that door, if you wish to truly bend reality as easily as a river bends around a stone, you must go deeper. You must learn to combine the breath with intention, with visualization, and with embodied emotion. This is the trinity of creation: breath to channel energy, thought to direct it, emotion to empower it. Without one of these elements, the system collapses. But when all three are aligned, reality has no choice but to respond. Imagine this: with every inhale, you are not merely drawing air into your lungs, you are drawing the infinite potential of the universe into your very being. With every hold, you are crystallizing your vision, saturating that potential with your chosen reality. And with every exhale, you are projecting that reality outward, seeding it into the quantum field where it must begin to take form. This is not imagination. This is physics at a spiritual level, the mechanics of consciousness interacting with the underlying fabric of existence. I want you to ask yourself something profound. If I could breathe into existence any reality I desired, what would I dare to create? Would I summon a life of limitless freedom, profound love, radiant health, deep purpose? Or would I shrink back in fear and doubt, in the old stories that have kept me small? Because here's the truth: most people do not fail to manifest because they lack power. They fail because they lack belief. They fail because they breathe their fears more passionately than their dreams. What are you breathing into reality right now? Let us go deeper into the practice. As you breathe, visualize clearly the reality you choose to create. See it not as something distant or hypothetical, but as something happening now. Feel it in your body. Taste it. Smell it. Hear it. Let it flood your senses until it feels more real than the so-called reality around you. This is the secret of the breath of the gods. It fuses the physical and the energetic, the seen and the unseen, into one undeniable truth. And reality, which is far more malleable than you have been taught, begins to crystallize around the truth like dew forming on a blade of grass. Emotion is the final amplifier. Emotion is the electricity that charges the field. When you breathe in your chosen reality, do not do so mechanically. Breathe it with passion. Breathe it with gratitude. Breathe it with the kind of certainty that moves mountains and parts seas. Feel the joy, the freedom, the awe, as if the reality you are creating is already yours, because in the quantum field, it is. Time is an illusion. The energy you embody now is what determines the physical form your life will take tomorrow. The breath is the bridge between timelines. Which timeline are you breathing into right now? There may come a moment as you practice this where you feel a shift, a sudden stillness, a buzzing in the air, a sense that something invisible has clicked into place. Do not fear this moment. Welcome it. It is the moment when your frequency becomes so coherent, so powerful, that reality itself begins to rearrange to match it. This is the point where miracles happen. This is the point where the impossible becomes inevitable. And you, chosen one, are the one making it happen, not through force, but through alignment. But know this: with great power comes great responsibility. When you unlock the breath of the gods, you are not just creating your own reality. You are influencing the collective field. Your vibration ripples outward, touching lives you may never meet, shifting possibilities for generations to come. This is why the ancient masters taught that true manifestation must come from the heart, from a place of love and service and truth. Because when we create from ego, we create distortion. But when we create from soul, we create beauty, harmony, miracles. Ask yourself now, with brutal honesty, am I ready to wield this power with integrity? Am I ready to breathe not just for myself, but for the healing of the world? Because make no mistake, you are that powerful. You have always been that powerful. The only thing that has been missing is your willingness to believe it, your willingness to claim it, your willingness to breathe it into being. The breath of the gods is not reserved for saints, sages, or mystics. It is the birthright of every soul who dares to remember who they truly are. It is your birthright. And when you breathe with that knowledge burning in your heart, there is nothing you cannot create, nothing you cannot transform, nothing you cannot become. You are not here to live a small life. You are not here to be a passive spectator. You are here to bend reality with the power of your breath, your mind, your heart. You are here to awaken the codes of creation within you and to teach the world, by your example, what it means to be truly alive. Breathing beyond matter, how to command the quantum field. As we move deeper into the mystery, we must now understand that the breath does not only influence the body or the mind, it extends beyond both. The breath is your secret instrument for touching the quantum field itself, that invisible ocean of energy that holds every possibility, every future, every version of reality you could ever experience. When you breathe consciously, with intention and emotion fused into one, You are not merely calming your nervous system or focusing your mind, you are reaching into the quantum, issuing a silent command that reality must obey. You are not asking, you are declaring. You are not hoping, you are not being. The quantum field responds not to your words, but to your state of being. You cannot trick it with empty affirmations. You cannot manipulate it with half-hearted wishes. You must become the frequency of what you seek. You must breathe it into your cells until there is no difference between the reality you visualize and the energy you are radiating. This is the true secret of bending reality. It is not about forcing the external world to change. It is about changing your internal world so completely that the external world has no choice but to rearrange itself in response. Think about this deeply. How often do we approach manifestation from a place of lack? We pray for abundance while feeling poor inside. We visualize love while feeling unworthy. We affirm success while carrying the fear of failure like a hidden weight in our hearts. And then we wonder why nothing changes. The quantum field does not respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you are being, and being is breathed into existence moment by moment. Let us now refine the breath technique even further. As you inhale, you are not just pulling in light, you are pulling in the specific frequency of the reality you desire. See it, feel it, know it. As you hold your breath, you are locking that frequency into your energy field, searing it into your being as a new truth. And as you exhale, you are radiating that frequency outward like a beacon, a lighthouse calling your chosen reality to you across the infinite sea of possibilities. Every breath becomes an act of creation. Every breath becomes a statement of identity. This is who I am. This is the world I live in. This is the reality I command. Ask yourself with piercing honesty, am I breathing in alignment with my highest destiny, or am I breathing unconsciously, recycling old fears and doubts? Because every breath is a choice. Every breath is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. What masterpiece are you painting with your breath right now? There is another level to this practice, one that the ancient initiates guarded carefully because of its immense power. When you reach a state of deep coherence, when your breath, your thoughts, and your emotions are in perfect harmony, you can begin to collapse quantum probabilities into physical form almost instantly. You can trigger synchronicities, shift timelines, accelerate manifestations that would normally take months or years to materialize. But this requires more than technique. It requires absolute faith, not blind faith, but embodied faith, the kind that vibrates from your bones outward into the universe. Faith is not believing without evidence. Faith is becoming the evidence. Faith is breathing so deeply in alignment with your vision that doubt cannot survive in your presence. Faith is knowing that when you command the quantum field with the breath of the gods, reality has already shifted, even if your eyes have not yet caught up to the change. Can you hold that knowing? Can you breathe from that place of absolute certainty, even when the old reality still lingers like a ghost? If you can, you will begin to notice small cracks forming in the fabric of your ordinary life. Opportunities will emerge seemingly out of nowhere. People will show up who carry the missing pieces of your puzzle. Paths will open where before there were only walls. And you will understand, not intellectually but viscerally, that you are not a victim of chance. You are a master of energy. You are a sculptor of fate. You are a living bridge between matter and spirit, between the finite and the infinite. But remember, with each breath, you are either reinforcing the old world or birthing the new one. Neutrality is an illusion. You are always creating. The only question is whether you are creating consciously or unconsciously. The breath is your anchor, your rudder, your engine. Use it wisely. Use it as the gods once used it to weave reality like a tapestry, to summon worlds from the unseen into the seen. to live not as a beggar of life, but as a beloved child of the infinite, entrusted with the sacred power of choice. Breathe now, chosen one, not as you have before, but as one who knows they are shaping existence itself. Breathe a new world into being, because no one else can do it for you. And the world is waiting. The moment you breathe reality into existence, living as a master creator, there comes a moment, a sacred, irreversible moment when the chosen one crosses a threshold. It is not marked by fireworks or fanfare. It is marked by a deep inner knowing, a silent, thunderous shift within the soul. It is the moment you realize that you are no longer waiting for life to happen to you. You are no longer hoping that circumstances will align or that fate will smile upon you. You have become the cause, not the effect. You have breathed reality into existence, and you are now living as a master creator. This moment is subtle, almost invisible to the outer world, but inside, it feels like the entire universe bows before the authority of your being. You no longer seek validation. You no longer chase outcomes. You breathe your truth into the quantum field, and you watch with calm certainty as reality reshapes itself to match your inner world. You understand now that life is not random. It is precise. It is mathematical. It is vibrational. And you are no longer a novice playing with these laws. You are a conscious participant, a true artist of existence, painting with breath, thought, and feeling. Ask yourself with radical honesty, am I ready to live at this level? Am I ready to release the comfort of victimhood, the safety of smallness, the addiction to waiting? Because once you step into mastery, there is no going back. You cannot pretend you are powerless once you have tasted your true power. You cannot blame fate once you realize you are fate. You cannot mourn lost opportunities once you understand you are the one creating every opportunity with every breath you take. Living as a master creator does not mean life becomes perfect by human standards. It does not mean you will never face challenges. It means you will meet every challenge with the unshakable awareness that you are larger than any circumstance. It means you will no longer collapse into fear when the old world crumbles, because you will know that you are breathing a new world into being. It means you will trust the unseen far more than the seen, because you have learned to feel the architecture of reality forming first in energy, then in matter. The breath remains your greatest eye, your most sacred tool. Every morning when you wake, you breathe your day into being. Every decision you face, you breathe your highest path into clarity. Every dream you hold dear, you breathe into form patiently, lovingly, with the certainty of one who knows the universe is not outside of them but within them. Every breath is a communion with the infinite. Every breath is a reaffirmation of your role as a bridge between heaven and earth. And so, the final teaching is simple but profound. Never breathe unconsciously again. Never give your breath to fear, to doubt, to despair. Every inhale, every exhale must be an act of conscious creation. Even in the smallest moments, even in the quiet hours when no one is watching, breathe as a God breathes, knowing that worlds are swirling into existence with your every intention, your every feeling, your every vibration. You are the dreamer and the dream. You are the creator and the creation. You are the breath and the breathed. And there is no separation anymore. There is only oneness. There is only the endless dance of energy shaped by your awareness, sculpted by your breath, animated by your love. The Ancient Ones smile upon you now, recognizing in you the fulfillment of promises made long ago. You have remembered. You have awakened. You have chosen to live as you were always meant to live, not as a pawn of circumstance, but as a master of destiny. So breathe, chosen one. Breathe as if the universe bends to your will because it does. Breathe as if every possibility is already yours because it is. Breathe as if you are the living bridge between spirit and matter because you are. And never forget, The moment you breathe reality into existence is the moment you truly begin to live.